Hi folks, welcome back to Jiva Shastra Abhyasa. I'm your educator Niranjan Hegde. So let's finish off the first thing. If you are new to this channel, if you want to grow around the biology, so don't forget to subscribe the channel. Okay, as of today's content or the video, definitely you have almost got a panic, right? Because of that 2.2 meter length of the DNA, how it is going to fit into a small cell, right? Isn't it? Yes. So that is what we are going to study, how the packing of that particular lengthy DNA in a small cell. That is the content of this video. That is DNA packing. Let's begin. So this particular length of the DNA is calculated on the basis of the number of base pairs present in the DNA, which is multiplied with the distance between the two nucleotides. Okay, so let's what is the number of nucleotides is 6 into 6 into 6 into 10 raised to 9 base pairs will be present in the DNA, which is multiplied with the distance between the two nucleotide is 34 angstrom unit or 10 raised to minus 9, right? Meter per base pair. So when you're going to multiply this, so almost nearly 2.2 meter length of the DNA you will get. Okay, fine. So then we have to know the exact length of the cell, even cell, right? Yeah. So the cell length is almost 10 raised to 6 minus 6 meter, 10 raised to minus 6 meter, or also it can be 0.1 micron to 5.0 micron. So in this range, so it is far, this value is far greater than this particular size of the cell. Then how it fits into this particular cell? Okay, so that is by the complex formation of DNA packing mechanism. Okay, DNA packing mechanism. So how this is going to happen, I'll show you very quickly and very precisely. We will learn this particular thing. Okay, now first of all we have to know, so what are the ingredients, or we can say what are the requirements for particular this process. One is protein and another one is DNA. These are the only two things what we are going to require. That is, one is protein and another one is DNA nucleotide chains, right? Yes. Okay, fine. So then the DNA is there are two different organisms are there, two different kinds of cells are there, right? One is prokaryotes, another one is eukaryotes, right? Okay, fine. So then in prokaryotes there will be no nuclear wall is there, so that's why the DNA is in the particular cytoplasm. In eukaryotes it is confined to the nucleosome, right, inside the nucleus itself. So then how the particularly in your prokaryotes, how it is going to be fitted? Yes, I'll let you know. So there are some proteins are there named as histones. Okay, histones will be there. Here each histone is going to bind the so like this it is going to bind. Okay, like this there will be histones here and the DNA is going to bind, and this will be in a particular manner. So it is going to be like this, so somewhat like this. So it will, all the DNA will not be scattered into the prokaryotes, so it will be together, but it will not be bound into a particular membrane, right? So that's why it will be together, all the DNA will be together with the help of the protein which is positively charged, and as you all know that the DNA is negatively charged, so this DNA is going to attract towards this protein and it will be bind by the protein known as histone. So very primitive type of histone will be present in this prokaryotes. Okay, so only a single histone will bind like this, and there will be formation of So length is also very small here in this particular prokaryotes, right? Okay, fine. So coming to the eukaryotes, it is rather complicated here, because the length of the DNA also varies and it is also very big, right? In eukaryotes, how is this going to be happen? Okay, first of all, first thing we have to know about the histones. So I'm not going to go into deeply into the histones because it is a vast subject. So we generally know the histones. What are histones? The protein, the requirement, the first is protein. That protein is here histone. Okay, histone is our protein for the binding. So this histone has a negative charge. This histone has negative charge, the first point. Okay, and then the second point is this histone is of 5 different types. So in eukaryotes, there will be 5 different types of histones will be there. So what are those? They are H1, so H2A, H2B, okay, H1, H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. So these are the 4 different kinds of histones. So what we require in the DNA packing. Okay, now so we are going to learn how this is going to be packed, how this particular DNA is going to attract towards this particular histones, and how this is going to be packed. So, and what is the exact structure that is going to be formed, we are going to learn now. Okay, here these histones protein, the histone proteins are there, no? They are going to come together. First they are going to come together. Okay, so there will be 2 of them, a pair of histones, not 5 histones. The H1 is left out of this particular formation of structure, okay, that which we'll discuss later. So only H2A, H2B, H3 and H4 are going to combine together to form a octahedral. Okay, octahedral. So that you have to remember it, that this formation of structure is known as octahedral ellipsoidal structure. Octahedral ellipsoidal structure, which contains of 8 molecules of histones, which are paired. Okay, fine. 8. Okay, so there are 8 number of histones come together to form a octahedral. So this is octahedral ellipsoidal structure, you can see here. Okay, so there are, each one of them are 2. So 1, 2 is H2A, okay, H2A, then H2B, okay, so then H3, H4. Okay, so these are generally this is how they are going to be combined. So then, as they are negatively charged, the positively charged DNA comes and binds to this particular histones. Around the histones, this particular DNA is going to be wrapped, or the histones make the DNA wrap around it, okay, as they are attracted towards each other, right? Okay, now there is a very important thing I am going to tell you. So this octahedral structure will be a little bit bigger, so that the structure, the length and the diameter is, which forms after this particular ellipsoidal structure is going to be formed, that is 11 nanometer in length, and 6.5 to 7 nanometer in width. So it will be just compact, it is going to be compacted into small structure, right? Okay, so this is how the octahedral ellipsoidal structure is formed. Now whenever this particular ellipsoidal structure, lot of them comes together. So like this is one octahedral, okay, then it moves on to the next, okay, next it is going to move on, and then it is going to be doing like this, So like this it moves on. So here there will be another octahedral, all the histones is going to come and this is going to wrapping up. So this complete structure of this loops that they are going to form and they are going to look like a beaded structure. They are going to look like a beaded structure. That beaded structure, those beaded structure are known as nucleosomes. What are they known as? Nucleosomes. Now after looking at this all thing, so you might ask me a question, sir, what are the composition of this particular histones? Okay, so the answer for that is histones are mainly made up of rich amino acids. They are made up of rich amino acids, mainly lysine or in sometimes and, so both will be together, or in some only one is going to be presented, lysine and arginine. Okay, lysine or arginine will be the two main compositions of this particular amino acids. Okay, moving on to the next. So this nucleosome are a beaded structure, as I told you before itself. So these beaded structure come together. There will be lot of beaded structure is going to be formed because of this particular formation of nucleosome. When they are going to come together, there will be lot of them are going to come together, and they are going to form that chromatin fiber togetherly. So lot of them are going to form chromatin fiber. So this chromatin fibers, so it is so very tightly wrapped or bounded together to form. So this chromatin fiber cannot be seen without any microscopic device, and it can only be seen during the cell division. From the prophase we can see this particular chromatin fibers, so that we are known as chromosomes, which we known as chromosomes. Okay, so regarding to the structure, so I have one thing left that I need to tell. So that is very important also, and very informative for you people also. That is, so when this histone revolves, okay, there is a one connecting link will be there. Okay, so when it connects to the other histone, okay, when it connects to the other histone, the link between the two histones, the length of the DNA between the two histones are known as linkers. Okay, these are known as what? Linkers. The two DNA nucleotide strand between the two histones. If we consider histones, two histones, so in between them is linker. Okay, this is linker. You remember it. It's a linker which is made up of 14 to 100 base pairs. That means the length may vary up to 14 to 100 base pairs of the linkers. Okay, so this is what the DNA packing system or DNA packing, we call it as. Completely this process is known as DNA packing. So this is for today. If you like this video, hit share, like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until then, let's hit the road of success. Jai Hind.